Hi everybody. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey discovering about breast implant illness. In 2009, I had implants put in. I was a young mum of 3 children. My youngest was 18 months old. I'd always been a really tall, slim person. It was something that I always wanted to do. I thought by having implants that I would be more self-confident, and it would be something that I wouldn't have to think about. I always felt like the size of my chest was something that was always playing in the back of my mind, and I felt like if I could just eliminate that thought, then I could go on and live a great, fulfilled life. So I had surgery. I had Mentor implants, 300 cc's put in under the muscle. I didn't go very big. I was probably a large C. I was not a showy person. I didn't feel the need to show them off or get them out. I just wanted them for my self-confidence. So I had the surgery. Surgery went really well. And then until 6 weeks later, when I started developing swelling in my toes. On my left foot, and then that continued up into my heel and then into my ankle, into my hips. My doctor wanted to send me to a foot surgeon for some reason, and I ended up going to a sports medicine doctor. Actually, just before I went to the sports medicine doctor, the swelling had actually also gone into my ribs, and then I lost vision in my left eye. So I went to the sports doctor, and he did an MRI on my feet and said, you have arthritis. Arthritis called psoriatic arthritis or ankylosing spondylitis, which is through the spine. I was sent to an ophthalmologist because of the vision in my left eye had gone. And first of all, when I went to the optometrist, he said, no, you need to go straight to the ophthalmologist. If you don't get this treated, you will lose your eyesight permanently. The ophthalmologist put me on some steroid drops for my eye, which seemed to clear it up. And then from there, I was sent to a rheumatologist, all the while asking every specialist, could my breast implants be causing these issues? And they all said, no, silicone is an inert object in the body. Your body would not react this way. So, of course, I would believe the medical professionals, as we always do, because they're the trained professionals, yeah? You trust their judgment and their opinions. I was then, from the rheumatologist, placed on a course of medication. I was placed on Mobic, I was placed on Vioxx, prednisone, methotrexate, which is like a chemo drug, all of which to basically stop my immune system attacking itself, which is what I was told was happening. And none of these things worked. I was on all of this pain relief, but I would wake up in the morning and I was unable to stand on my feet. So I would quickly take all my tablets and hang out in bed for half an hour while I would crawl down the hallway trying to look after my kids, waiting for this medication to kick in. I did that for 6 months. Nothing worked. So then I was placed on immune suppressing injections, which I gave myself every week, Enbrel. They were pretty much a wonder drug. I injected that morning, and then by lunchtime that day, I was able to walk unaided down the hallway with no shoes on, which I hadn't done in over 6 months. So that was great. I stayed on those for 6 years. I stayed on those. No side effects, no nothing. Only thing that was noticeable was I couldn't drink alcohol because my liver couldn't seem to tolerate the alcohol, and we think that was from the heavy drugs that I'd taken earlier on before the injections. Fast forward to 2016, I developed heart palpitations, erratic heart rates, 180 beats a minute. In the emergency room, having ECGs, your heart's completely fine, there's nothing wrong with you, we don't know why it's happening, go home. Happened again, went to a cardiologist, did a scan, no, nothing's wrong with you, we can give you some medication to lower your heart rate, but I didn't want to do that. They picked up an irregular heart rate, but they said it's not going to kill you, so it doesn't really matter. Again, question, could it be my implant? No, it could not. Okay, great. I developed a parasite in my gut, which was through a blood test confirmed. So I went on a course of antibiotics for that. And it was after the antibiotics of that I crashed right downhill. I started getting extremely anxious and depressed. I would have tremors through my body. I would lie in bed at night and I'd have electric currents running through my body. It's almost like you're plugged into a PowerPoint. Just internal vibrations, I think, is what they would call it, but no one could tell me what they were. I had to come off the arthritis medication because they thought I was reacting to it, whereas I'd had it for 6 years. Why would I possibly react now? That's my phone. I'm going to leave it. It's probably someone trying to sell me something. So I had to come off the medication, and so I basically soldiered on, found an integrated doctor, went on all my supplements, did my bone broths, thinking, okay, it's a gut issue, let's try and fix that. Magnesium, zinc, vitamin C, glutathione, heaps and heaps of supplements, paleo diet. I came good for a little while, but I continually kept getting unwell. The fatigue, the chronic fatigue was incredible. My vision started to go. I couldn't read a computer screen, so I'd look at the computer screen and I could see all the words there, but I couldn't make out what the words were. Same as with my iPhone or a book. Watching TV was okay, but I couldn't do it anything up close. So I had to go to the optometrist and get glasses, but he said, you've got 20/20 vision, we don't know why this is happening. So they thought I had MS, so I went and had a brain scan. No, you haven't got MS. I started getting awful burning, stabbing pains all through my left arm and in the middle of my chest, diagnosed with fibromyalgia. They then thought I had lupus. They thought I had Lyme disease. So basically, everyone was just guessing. No one knew what it would be, what it could be. And then again, nobody said, yes, it is your implants. They all said, no, it's not your implants. Then I went to my naturopath, and we'd been going back and forth, obviously, for the last couple of years. And he said, I think I found this Facebook page that has information of a condition called breast implant illness. So I started researching. I went to 3 different surgeons, 2 of which said, we don't think any of your symptoms are related. Let's put a new pair in. I went to a 3rd surgeon, and he said, you've been on immune suppressors for 6 years. If this doesn't work, then it's still better than being on immune suppressors, because you will contract something and you are lowering your life expectancy by leaving the implants in. So basically, I'd exhausted all my other options. I'd done all my supplements. I'd done everything holistically that I could. I'd done 3 months of bone broths. I'd lost over 10 kilos. With my height, I don't have 10 kilos to lose. So having explant surgery was just basically the next course of treatment. So I went and had that 7 months ago. About 6 weeks after the surgery, I had a flare where all my symptoms came back and got really, really bad. When I say came back, they just exacerbated. So my arthritis flared. I couldn't walk. I couldn't turn my head. I had to go on a course of injections again, just 5. And that was 5.5 months ago. And I am now completely medication free. My eyesight has returned. I have no more chronic fatigue or exhaustion, no more anxiety, no more depression, no more internal vibrations. No more arthritis. And when the surgeon tested my capsules, which he said were very thin, my implants were intact, they did discover a strep infection, or staph infection, inside the capsules. So my body was trying to fight the infection, and it couldn't, because it was contained in the capsule. So I'm very fortunate that I went ahead with the surgery, because there was no way I would have ever have known that that's what was inside the capsule. It's definitely a horrible journey that I wouldn't wish on anyone. I felt like I was dying. I was convinced I was dying, and the anxiety and depression got so bad that I was quite happy to die, which is a horrible thing to say. I was looking at my children and I was like, well, they'll be okay without me, because I can't live in this much pain. But I'm happy to say, 7 months out, I love my life. I have a great life. My kids are great. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I miss my implants, but my health is more important than my vanity. we need to embrace the fact that we are all beautiful as we are designed, and we shouldn't go and try mucking up what God intended us the way we should be. So we need to embrace what we have and love each other, because we're all pretty cool.